Hi everybody, welcome to Push Your Luck video. My name is Eric and today we'll be looking at Chronicles of Crime. Now this is a 2018 release by designer David Securo. I apologize if I pronounced the name wrongly. And it's by publisher Lucky Duck Games. Now this is a prototype version that I got, but in this video I will go on to show you how the game works, how it plays, and it should give you a pretty good idea of what the game is when it comes out. Now the very interesting part about this game is that it combines digital and analog components. So in the digital part, you're actually using an app on your phone which helps you to go around different locations and helps you to tell a story of what is happening. So in this game, it's a 1 to 4 player game and players are detectives trying to go to different locations, talk to different people and trying to solve crimes. The analog part of the game is the board itself, so there'll be different locations where you can go to and you can use this app to scan, which will then give you more information or more clues of what's happening out there. So without further ado, let's take a look at the game components, how these digital and analog components mesh together and how to play the game. So I'd like to thank Tasty Minstrel Games for sponsorship. Tasty Minstrel now has a podcast and is run by my very good friend Lance, the Undead Viking. So if you want to take a listen to what Tasty Minstrel has to say about the board game industry, about the games they're releasing, do check out their podcast as well. Alright, so this is what you get in the components for Chronicles of Crime. Now take note that these are all prototyping, prototype components, so they're not of the highest quality, but I think the art style and the type of components you get is pretty much final. So this will be what you get in the box. Now the interesting thing about the game is its digital component. So you will notice that a lot of the items will have this QR code here, which is how the app will be able to recognize what you're trying to scan and then be able to help you to progress through the story. So, and this is a game where there are no real turns to take. So because it's a cooperative game, everybody's working together to try to solve the crime. So what happens is that you guys, everybody in the team will discuss what you want to do, what particular things you want to scan, and then you proceed to scan it. So the app itself comes with a tutorial, and later on there will be different types of stories that you can try to, investigations you can try to solve. So for example, in this tutorial, it says that Chief Officer is the character 33, asks you to go to him, so you take out the number 33 from the deck. Now besides the locations you can scan, there'll be also characters that you can scan as well, like this. So this is the officer, Chief Officer, Police Officer, number 33. Now the interesting thing about this is that all the characters and all the clues are all kind of rather generic, so that they can, the publishers can then, when they write a story about the character, they can choose which character they think best fits that character profile. Alright, so this is the police officer. Now, so you should now go to him and talk to him. To do this, you just have to scan the code on the card. So this is the more exciting part. Alright, so allow. So I'll take the card. You can see it's showing scan. So I tap to scan. And now I say, so what happens is that whenever you take a character, you scan a character, you'll be talking to the character through the app. And then the app will tell you what's next. So, okay, so now here I have a case for you. An old woman, number 7. So I will go look for number 7 here. Alright, an old woman has been found dead. I need you to find out if it's natural death or homicide. So you're currently in investigation mode. The image and the name of the person you are interrogating will appear at the top. Alright, you can interrogate this person on any subject, which means you can use any card at your disposal. You just have to scan it, and there are no wrong questions. All combinations are possible. Right? You should now have 7 on your board, which is here. Right? Ask the police officer what he knows about this woman. So all you need to do is, since we are already talking to the police officer, you can take any card. Usually you'll be taking another card, and then you can scan that card, which will mean that you are asking the police officer about this person. Alright, and if you want to exit talking to a police officer, you can click on the goodbye. So in this case, here's what I do. I will scan. Alright, so this woman's name is Anna Taylor. She's been found dead in her home in the Notting Hill district, G. So what happens is that then I'll look for G in the locations, like here, and I can put it next to the game board all right, because now I can go to this location and find out more. All right, so pretty much this is what the game is about. Now you notice that the more important thing about the game is that whenever you scan something, your time will pass. So in this case here, you see now it's 9:05. Previously it was 9 o'clock. So what happens is that in most in cases there will be a time limit where you can talk to someone or to solve the case. And so whenever you scan any item, time will pass. And when that happens, and there's also a nighttime period where you cannot talk to anyone, you need to wait for the next day, and then you go to the next day. So you need to be careful of what you scan, because if you overscan something, or if you forget something, go back and scan again, then time will pass. And this will determine how well you solve the case in the end. All right, so yeah, so that is the gist of the game, and that is the most interesting part about the game, because of all the stories that you can do and all the scanning you can do. The other thing about it is that you can go to a location and do a VR, look through the VR glasses here, which will allow you to then be able to find out what is in that particular location. So let's see if I can go to Notting Hill. All right, so now I go to Notting Hill. All right. So each scan you make, okay, this is to tell you what I just said just now. Okay, so now we can look for clues, and we look for clues using the VR device here. All right, so let's see. So I can click on search for clues. All right, so now I'll need to put this VR device. Oops, sorry, wrong direction. Like so. All right, I'm not sure whether you will be able to see it. Let's see. So this will be the VR. So you can see, I think it'll be more difficult for you to look through the glasses. So I will just let you see. This is a VR thing. All right, so you can actually look around. You can look for clues. I'll take out the VR so you can see. All right, so this is how the VR glasses look like. So you're looking around, looking for clues. You're trying to see whether you can see clues, and you're telling other people what you see so that they can pull it out from the clue card deck. So you can see, oh, I see a piece of paper on the floor, or I see a dead cat, or it looks like a dead cat, and oh, look, there's playing cards on the table. They're playing cards on the table and stuff like that. So there'll be a time limit. You can see the countdown. So once it's done, that's it. All right. You can pass to someone else to try again, or you just say no and then start to scan the other stuff that you saw. All right. So you spot any clues. So scanning takes quite a lot of time, as well as traveling to a location takes quite a lot of time. All right, so that's how you can. So that's the combination of digital components to this game. All right, there's the QR code, and then there's the VR element. All right, and what excites me, because it's a very interesting thing to combine these two technologies with a board game. And yeah, so that's it. That's how you play the game of Chronicles of Crimes. So let's go to my thoughts about the game. So what do I think of the game Chronicles of Crime? I think it is quite a good mashup between the digital components and the analog components of a game. Now, there have been previous games that had all these mashups with varying successes, and I will say that for Chronicles of Crime, it has done quite a good job. One of the things I'm quite excited about the game is that there can be so much replayability as long as Lucky Duck Games provide a lot of stories and add on a lot of stories, which they can do, because since now they have the app which carries all the stories and all the different characters, they can just keep adding in stories as time progresses, and so you will have a base set which you can play again and again and again, as long as you have a lot of chapters and a lot of stories in line. They can even have a full-fledged story, or even a legacy story, which they can put in the app itself that you can play through, or you can even play a solo mission, and you can even play a campaign. So I would say that the potential is out there. So it's really up to Lucky Duck Games to see whether they can stretch that potential or not. In terms of the gameplay itself, is very simple. It's very easy to get into. Once you download the app, you just need to follow instructions, and so it is not difficult. Anybody can play, and it can be a family game. It really depends on how they structure the story. So I hope that they do have some stories which are a bit more family friendly. But by and large, I don't see a problem if you play it with the entire family. Any players that really like investigating, like Clue and stuff like that, this is a game that they will enjoy. It does. Well, some of the downsides would be it does sometimes get in the way. Like you have the phone, you need to keep the phone out all the time, and you're just scanning most of the time. I do wish that the clock is a bit more obvious. Like every time you do action, the clock increases. I do wish it was a bit more obvious, because right now in the app itself, it is a small number on the top right hand corner, and you don't really get a sense of a lot of time has passed with every scan that you take. But that is something that can easily change in the app itself. So all in all, I would say that this is a very interesting concept, and I think that if you are interested in new technologies, or interested to try a new mashup between the digital world and the analog world, and if you're interested in investigative crimes itself, this is something that you should look out for. So that's Chronicles of Crime. Thank you, Lucky Duck Games, for this prototype copy, and thank you so much for watching.